God
to
help
speed
us.
things up because we are short-staffed. We're allowing people into the country without first doing that security screening.
No security screening.
Okay, hold on a second.
For people, refugees.
So you're saying that a refugee claimant coming to Canada goes to a machine and says, I want to be a refugee in Canada, hits a button and they're in the country? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not a machine, it's an application. So the one-touch system, they're given instructions on how to use that. That connects directly with IRCC, and they're given that documentation to complete on their own once they're in the country. We're not doing that.
So basically they take out their phone, theoretically, and they tap it a few times, and they are now in the country as a refugee accepted by our country.
Yes, we get some basic data from them, and again, we do the biometrics. Beyond that, they're doing that on their own, yes.
This is not incompetence. If you put a bunch of children together, they would manage our border better than these liberal idiots. This is part of their plan. This is unfortunate, but this is true. They are bringing in millions of people into this country with no background checks, with no care about the safety of our communities. That's why we see all this violent crime happening, with no care of the infrastructure to support them with housing, with healthcare, with our services. None of that. Why? Because they want to import mass cheap labor to make their friends, who are the corporate overlords, richer with cheaper labor, while also increasing the demand in this country for services. Canada is a service-based economy. And because they've invested in no innovation in this country, our economy on a GDP per capita basis is flatlined. And this is their cheat code to make themselves richer, make their corporate benefactors richer with cheap labor. And that's why we see unemployment in Toronto, as an example, sky high in this country. This is why we see our productivity in this country is completely stood still. And this is why they continue to do this, to line their own pockets. There's no other explanation. Somebody please tell me if there's another explanation to this. The RCMP stated in 2021 there was 2,000 organized crime groups operating within this country. Now, there are 4,000 organized crime groups operating in this country. We have 2.2 million Canadians, our brothers and sisters, relying on food banks in this country. We have over 250,000 people homeless in this country. And yet, we continue to open the floodgates while putting your family and children in jeopardy. I do not understand how liberal voters can continue to cover their eyes to this insanity. This is unacceptable, and it's so sickening to me because I realize this for a long time, they're not incompetent. They're not stupid. This is all part of the plan. They hope that somebody like me can come and make videos and say, these guys are just stupid. They're not stupid. They're doing this purposefully, and it's destroying and robbing the future of our children and our families so that they can be benefactors of their own greed. There is no other explanation for this.